So, who's gonna do the recap this week? Anybody?
Anyone? I can do it.
Yeah, you do it.
My notes are pretty short for this. We met with Braymont's court wizard, Sylvia Paladin Gregion. She owns more spell books than I own of anything, really, and can sort of puppeteer them while inside her office. Our merry band didn't get much of what we were hoping for out of the exchange with her, though I got something extra, somehow. The vault is still off limits, and now we're marching into Fenia's fortress with nothing but a few scrolls and whatever plans we can come up with on the journey there.
So, yeah, sounds about right.
But how are you getting into Fenia's fortress? What is the primary plan that sets you off on this direction?
The primary plan? Oh yeah, we sent a letter for me to join my family in the smithing operations.
And what is the primary goal of you going to Fenia's estate? Why were you sent in the first place?
Figure out what Fenia wants from King Braymont.
Because
Of reasons. That makes sense.
I still don't know why we're traveling there. I mean, Winston, I guess?
The reason you all agreed to go into Fenia's fortress is because the sage is taking Winston to go basically assure his birthright, taking him to the crater of the Light Archon. And what the sage asked of all of you was to figure out why Braymont isn't dead, because she had an opportunity. Fenia had an opportunity to kill Braymont, and didn't.
Yes.
And if she's just trying to succeed the throne, then she would just need to kill Braymont.
I kind of missed the part where Winston was staying behind.
I did state it multiple times. It's why Winston hugged you and said, "Stay safe."
Yeah.
We all had our, goodbye.
Then I just kind of forgot over the week, and I probably remembered then.
That's why we do these recaps. Everyone gets 1 hero point.
Damn.
Maybe 1.5.
There were key points missed in the recap that were important. And as such, it is a 1 hero point recap. But
it's okay, we won't need them going into this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But very quickly, before we move onward, I would like everyone to talk about what they got on their level up.
I don't get too much. I just got, where did it go? Oh, it didn't
Well, I see you have a missing class feat.
Yeah, because it didn't say fantastic.
Rune now has.
I see that Aya has 2 missing archetype feats.
I'm actually allowed to take those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the fucking thing says like you're not allowed to take another one until you've gained 2 feats from it. So.
Well, no, so in the archetype feat section, right? What you need to do when you click on it, it's going to show you what you need to do is look for the wrestler feats that you unlock, because that's what you use for that. So, for example, you took Titan Wrestler, so you need to look for the feats that have the Titan Wrestler trait. Or not Titan Wrestler. What'd you take? Yeah, the Wrestler Dedication.
Just Wrestler Dedication.
There are feats. Yeah, there are feats connected to the Wrestler Dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you'll have to turn off the archetype feat itself, or the archetype trait itself, but it should automatically pull it up when you click the search button. But point being, here, let me just open up this page for you. Archives of... So, for example, in this current campaign, in the thing I just posted in current campaign, the feats that are under that, Aerial Pile Driver, Clutch Strike, those ones, as long as you are of the level for it, you can use those in the archetype feat. Like those fit within your archetype feat thing. So you can pick up those in the archetype feat spot.
Oh, okay.
So it should show like stuff that's connected to it when you click on it. I'm not fully familiar with how this page pulls things up, but just like you can just look at the ones that are there. For example, you would have access to something like Elbow Breaker or, Suplex or Clinch Strike, for example. Disengaging Twist, etc. Like you can look at the options, see which ones are of level, so you have one for 4 and one for 6, and you can add those.
Okay.
But yes, otherwise, Rune, tell us what you've gotten in your level up to level 6.
Yeah, so for my 3rd level spells, I have picked Invisibility Sphere and Wall of Wind. I've picked up Defend Mount and Quick Mount for Dusty. I finally have my Sentinel dedication, which means I've swapped out Heavy Armor training for Incredible Initiative, and I think that may be it.
Seems good. Sin, what'd you get on your level up?
Balto is now a big pupper. And I got Animal Empathy, which means I can now try to make diplomacy checks against animals. And I also got Ward Medic, which means I can now treat wounds on multiple people at once.
Very good. Granny, what'd you get on your level up?
What did it involve?
It's helping the party. And it involves my crossbow.
Was it assisting shot?
No, because I had that at 4.
Did you get point blank stance? So, assist the party, crossbow, okay.
I think I was going to ask you about the uncommon one that I wanted, which was United Assault.
United Assault. Let's see what that does. Do you have that on hand? Or
Here it is. Make a strike. Your strike gains a circumstance bonus to damage rolls equal to the number of other different creatures that damage the target since the end of the target's last turn, to a maximum of +4.
Sounds great. 1 second. That is for 1 second. Let me just confirm something.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. Go ahead, take it.
Alright, and then for my ranger, I had taken Hunter's Beam. My archetype thing.
Nice, and I see that you picked up a skill feat. What skill feat is that?
Quiet Allies. Means that we can sneak in as a group, and the person with the highest roll helps get us all in.
Yeah, that's gonna be handy because I do not have shit for stealth.
I didn't know if we were going to actually be sneaking in or whatever, so that's the one I had.
You and those allies can roll a singular stealth check using the lowest modifier.
And remember, the Follow the Expert bonus will apply to that, I believe.
Correct.
Oh, so I'd be making that roll. Great. Well, it says
But
lowest,
but
it says lowest bonus.
Yes, lowest modifier.
Mathematically,
but you get
it
an
is
additional
a huge
+2
advantage.
Yeah. Mathematically, it is a massive advantage. You do also get an additional +2 on it because of the Follow the Expert bonus. So,
Right.
whatever your bonus is, +2, basically. And then, Aya, what'd you pick up on your level 6?
I took Eidolon's Wrath. And then I added,
What's that let you do?
it lets my Eidolon cast a focus spell.
Cool. And then
So
what other stuff you pick up?
I took a Disentangling Twist and a Clinch Strike. And a Slippery Prey.
Nice. So you are going to be grappling a lot of people.
Yep.
Seems good. All right. With all that in mind, it's time for me to describe Fenia's fortress to you.
While we're outside of it first, can we have like a
Yes.
group huddle?
Absolutely. Please.
Okay.
Group huddle.
First of all, I hand Staszrich an invisible sword. I am casting Sigil on the forearms of every party member that we're bringing. It's gonna be Dusty's head, so it's gonna be a duck with a scarred left eye.
Hmm.
I'm casting instant armor on myself to just relieve myself of encumbrance. And then I've got some plans. Oh god. Okay. So plan A. Okay, how do I do this in runes perspective? Fuck.
How do you do
All right,
this? That is
everyone.
a question.
All right, so we're gonna be meeting my family soon, and I have some plans for when we get there. First of all, you should know the family members you can trust. My mom and my dad. They're fine. They don't care for Fenia much, but if you see an elf with brown hair and like a scowl on his face all the time, that's my grandfather Andwil Oakguard, and he's kind of with Fenia. Same with my great grandmother Holga, but she's like, it's more that she just doesn't see what's going on. It's complicated, but so yeah, just stick with my mom and my dad. Kind of ignore my great grandmother and my grandfather. But anyways, I want to see if I can sabotage their armor production. That's going to be my first plan, and I think I can handle most of that. But I'm going to need you to do some talking because there's certain supplies that we might need, and I think you should be sort of the voice for our little group here. But I'll handle most of that. I also want to see if we can fill this keg with some belladonna poison to poison their water supplies, maybe, and weaken them. So, Staszrich, you're going to have to teach me some alchemy for that. Plan C is Staszrich. I think you kind of got that, don't you?
Don't
Yeah, your
worry.
plan.
Plan C is gonna be entirely on me.
Yeah. Holy shit, there's so much to remember. These notes are huge.
That's fine. Listen, Rune, I'm gonna tell you one thing though. I don't have time to teach you alchemy.
What?
I'm not gonna
What
have
do you
time
mean?
to teach you alchemy. So, we're gonna have to. Also, I do not know how to make belladonna poison. Remember, I am a doctor.
Hold up, Staszrich. Let me read through the Pathfinder 2nd Edition rulebook real quick.
I only got 4 formulas because of alchemical crafting, fool. I don't have.
That's how I'm going to get the belladonna formula.
Belladonna is not a first level.
Oh my god, is it not?
No, belladonna is second level, fool.
Okay, we have 1.5 plans down from 2.5 now.
God damn it, you!
Team plans too at one point.
Yeah.
Look.
I thought you would have it.
No, it's not a first level. No, I haven't learned the recipe for it.
Well, we could still get Aya to tell them to buy the formula for us because we'd need it.
No, I was just thinking of. Look, don't worry. They've got to have a They've got to have a library in this fortress and somewhere probably.
Rune, I'm going to give you one chance. Roll me a d20.
We have Rune doing this.
You have already purchased the formula required for Belladonna poison while in Sunfall.
Okay.
Did I?
Rune, it
Because
turns
you
Balto,
had the
Balto.
planning time and
give that-
downtime.
Give that here, Balto. Ugh.
So
Okay.
that
What?
was a
What?
flat
I'll just
check.
stop eating it.
Balto, you need to stop eating my journal. Sorry, Rune. You know, with all that was happening, it did slip my mind that yeah, I did buy the recipe. And Balto, you're just thank goodness you're cute.
Yeah, you didn't buy the recipe. Balto just grabbed it off of the.
Balto stole the recipe. Balto, I'm gonna have to talk to you, Balto, about theft because I didn't teach you that yet. Okay, so we need to
Yet.
I like
Keyword.
the
yet, but I thought it would make you happy. Well,
Okay,
it does. It does in this case, but listen, Balto, you can't just steal
funny
stuff
thing
like that.
is,
You,
Now I understand we've learned how to understand the dog, but I don't think the dog still understands common. But this is fine.
dog understands
We're
me.
we're following Star Wars rules. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one more thing. I think how many party members do we have? 1, 2.
Okay, so
6,
there
7.
are currently the 4 of you, Balto, Dusty, and Barley.
And yeah. Oh
5.
shit,
Okay.
forgot Barley.
So each of the humanoids, you get 2 scrolls of invisibility.
And how long do they last?
Until it's I think 10 minutes until you commit a hostile action, which is determined by the GM.
Also, how is Andy's stealth?
I think Andy has a plus 14.
I mean, what's that over there?
Huh? What?
That's your deception, not your stealth. And you crit. Well, it's better to get it out of the way now. But actually, that's pretty damn good.
Actually,
Plus
you
14.
Andy.
Oh my god.
Better than runes.
So because Rune crit fails, that is a normal success for the stealth. Because it would it's 1 stage lower when you roll a nat 1 on a check. So you'd have to critically
Okay.
concede with that check to get a normal success.
This does not bode well.
I'm sure you all do great. It's not like y'all are using the plan that I came up with if you all had no plans for how you were going to get in here.
Oh god. I'm still trying to figure out.
I still say we just let the king be tortured and just let Winston take over, but you know.
I mean, Andy's only plan is I am your, test dummy when it comes to the weaponry.
But yes,
Because
that is
using
also
the
something
weapon.
that is something you all also need to think of. As part of this, you are part of getting you in here was that you are all skilled in the ways of smithing. Barley is going to be able to help some of you with passing those checks, even if you shouldn't. But you all need to come up with plans of how you can fake that, basically.
So you make it. Ugh.
Exactly.
Don't worry. Don't worry, I got a plan.
Okay.
When did
What?
the sorry
Yes,
sneak
Why is
in
the
here?
sorry here?
Gremlin. I can see it in the
Fire.
shadows.
Fire at
Triple fireball. Let's go.
fire at us, sorry. They just see a rat folk just enter into the fortress and just instantly fire upon him.
I forgot you didn't become a goblin. I thought it was a
No, he's not a goblin in Pathfinder 2e.
No, whatever.
No, he's not a gnome. Nope, he is a rat folk. Because I cannot bring myself to play a gnome.
So much better now.
Anyway, don't worry, there's a plan, okay?
Staszrich, I don't think that accent's working out for you.
Sorry, I was just trying something new.
You know
Hmm.
damn well that the only plan that Sin has in terms of his character not dying is the threat of Asari comes back.
I hold all the leverage.
Staszrich must survive. Estelia may fall, but that is fine.
It's like it's like the Nibelheim scene from Final Fantasy VII, except instead of Sephiroth in the flames, it's Asari.
No, you're Asari isn't even Sephiroth. They're just Geneva or whatever. What's their name? The thing that Sephiroth is using.
Genesis?
No.
Genova?
Genova, yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, Asari is the Genova floating in the tank.
Exactly. All right.
Like...
Is there anything else you all are going to discuss in this group huddle?
Nah.
Does anybody have a better plan for what I can do? Cause I know what
Barley is
going to touch any of your smithing equipment around.
Andy, Barley is going to help you and Aya try to fake smithing.
If it turns out that there's absolutely nothing you can do in terms of smithing, we can have one of you pretend to be like a coordinator, just shouting out orders, or you can like fetch stuff for us and
Ooh, I could be a fetcher. Yeah, I could be a good fetcher.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can be a fetcher. Rune and I will definitely at least be able to do some smithing.
Also, random question. How good are you at smithing, like, non-tool things, like, say, a key?
Yeah, I can do that.
And meanwhile, I can
Depending on the model, you would need the correct mold, but yes.
That's what I'm saying, is, like, maybe if you can... I don't know, that'd be way too much stuff.
Just go find the mold that the cheese man was throwing out.
It only just now hit me, though. Kind of wish I would convince that court mage to give me the mirror. Just imagine it. I just hold up the mirror to all the guards, and then they just teleport to random places in the world.
Kinda just wish they gave us access to that whole vault if they're sending us here.
Yeah, instead we had to have a party pooper.
Well,
Yeah, you were kind of pooping that party.
Every party needs a pooper, that's why they invited you.
Hold on, can I try something? I want to try something. Okay, so, so if I think real hard weapon, and we have these boxes, I can go in there and grab a weapon. See, this is the weapon. See, we got a weapon. Okay.
Maybe there is a weapon in here. Hold on, let's see.
What is it? 1v100?
Yes, please. It depends on what you're trying to grab.
2.
You
well, we have 3.
Knife.
It's still usable. I mean, just because it's not a weapon, it's still...
So wait, what is it? It's an empty box?
You pull out a box that has a butter knife inside of it.
Who puts one butter knife in a box?
Let me see that.
It is currently buttered.
Oh, it's a knife made of butter?
No. The knife currently has butter on it.
The box
Okay.
used to be one of those storage things. Like they said, I'm gonna use this for. It's a mail thing. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy was
The sandwich, the sink knife. Yes.
The sink knife. It's the sink knife.
Where did they get this? Where did they get this box from? There's a bunch of random crap in it. Such an odd thing.
The box is perfectly sized for this knife, though, which is almost impressive.
I feel so confident with our ability to win because so far all my bad rolls are getting out of its way right now.
Alright.
Staszrich, you pull out an empty box.
Well, that's annoying. Okay.
How long would retraining, say, Hefty Hauler to alchemical crafting take, DM?
I would say it would take 1 week.
Okay.
Of dedicated work. Like, you couldn't be doing other things.
So, like, how do we feel about staying in this fortress for around 3 weeks?
Staszrich.
Time though, because of the king.
Staszrich lowers his eyes, like lowers it so that his eyes go past his shades, just to glare at you.
Why are you glaring at me like that? Why are you wearing those?
Because they were one of my first inventions that I made on my own.
Well, that's actually kind of cool. Good job.
Yes, thank you.
But I mean, we could find out the information and then stay just to like mess with stuff. But if not, that'll at least save us a lot of belladonna.
It will. I'll teach you what I can while if we have downtime.
We'll see where it goes.
That's fine. I said I got my own way of maybe getting access to places. And 3 weeks, I might need 3 weeks to do it, so we'll see. Anyway, Balto, remember the one word I taught you. All right? And if you hear me say that word, remember your training and what I told you to do. But I don't want to. You're gonna have to. All right, let's roll.
Well, that's ominous.
Balto, self-destruct.
Balto fainted.
Blow up the Gundam! But yes, as you all exit this group huddle and look onto the fortress, you see something like it's very Gothic styled. It is a brick fortress that stands, you would say, about 3 stories tall. Made primarily of stone, with watchtowers on 6 different points of it. And as you all look onwards, you can see that there is a scout currently watching you. A telescope zoomed in on you, just watching. Doing anything, just watching. And you see Fenia's flags risen high on the tallest spire. The land around this fortress is not verdant like the rest of Astelia. It has started to take on a darker color. The skies are more pale. Even though you are sure that it was a bright sunny day when you left for this area, you would almost think that it was edging towards night already. The area around you gives you chills almost. Signs of life are distant at best, other than the imposing fortress that stands before you. Are you all ready to approach?
Ready as we'll ever be, I think.
Go back to Tyrain. Go back to my happy little smithy.
As you all approach, you hear the blaring of a horn. And then you hear a voice echo out to you. Halt! State your business in the kingdom of Fenia.
We are here to join the Kolvindr smithies in their operations for this fortress.
Under what name do you claim this?
Rune Kolvindr.
There's a brief pause. as you watch the various towers, seeing if any of them shift, you just feel that tension wave over you. What you had heard from this fortress is when someone tried to step inside, they got nearly hit with many, many spells. So, from every tower, you just watch, expecting one of them to start firing. And then, all right, you may approach.
Oh boy.
As you all approach, the castle's gate is lowered like a drawbridge. Does not seem to go over a moat, but the way that it presses into the ground as it lands tells you that maybe the ground closer to the fortress is softer than it should be. As you all step across the grass, and before you make it onto the castle's gate itself, you do realize the crunch beneath your feet to stop making as much noise. Just something to keep in mind. As you are admitted into the castle. The guards that stand next to you, you must check in your weapons. You will be provided them again in your rooms.
Okie dokie.
Does everyone hand over their weapons?
It would have been so smart to change dagger into something small.
I was about to say that, and I'm like, no, we're not gonna wreck on that.
Yeah, Staszrich will. Heck, Staszrich even lays the invisible sword, and
Shooting
then
dagger and my metal staff.
do you also need to check the gauntlet?
The
He
guard
asked the
sort of
guards.
looks at you with a very tired look, as if you just asked the librarian if you could read, and then says,
Oh, I'm gonna miss this glove for this long. There.
"No, you can keep it."
All right.
Looking at those rugged hands, you probably need them. As you see them wrap tags around each weapon, including the invisible sword, the tag goes invisible. Another guard just looks at it and is like, "Get the anti-magic cloth." Someone fetches a what looks to be parchment almost, and then sort of stretches it and then wraps it around the sword, and the sword stops being invisible.
Oh.
For this, you'll need to wrap it in this before you leave your room, but otherwise, you may do with it as you wish when you have it.
Okay.
May I get all of your names?
Yeah. Rune Kolvindr.
Andy.
Aya.
Samson Staszrich.
Very good. And you? Barleyson.
He's so adorable.
Very good, son. You don't need to be stressed. You're helping out a good cause here. Of course.
Barley son. That means son of barley, right?
Yes, that means possibly that he might not even be a junior or a third. He could possibly be a seventh.
Hmm.
Look, I think we've established that in our universes, multiverses, Barley is just Nurse Joy or Officer Jenny.
Pretty much. Except the only difference is they're not all medics.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is more like Anna, where they can absolutely take on different roles even if they have the same base attitudes.
Just know Anna's base attitude is, what can get me money?
Yeah.
Exactly. A different base attitude than Barley, but same concept. Yes, I come from the line of Barleys. We are not for now. Oh, hey, I knew Barley once. Another guard speaks up. Shut up, you. Back to your post.
I know a Barley too. This one.
Hey, that's cool. Get back to your post. Otherwise, you're going for lashings. Yeah. That guard skedaddles off. All right. This is your escort, Borrigan. They will be taking you anywhere you need to go.
Oh, I won't
You
be needing an
straight-
escort. I'm still kind of sore from last night.
The head guard squints at you.
Oh.
No, he's gonna
Apologies.
escort us to our rooms, Rune.
Well, first to the smithy, so that you can be introduced to headsmith Andy, as well as co-headsmith Ingrid, as I'm sure you are already familiar with your family.
Pardon, Ingrid.
Yes, that is correct. Ingrid and Andy were happy to join Fenia's forces after the two were reunited.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, no, carry on.
I'm sure your grandparents are happy to see you. I know that your father spoke reverently of you to to Fenia to get you all an invite here.
I'm sorry, but like... Okay, never mind.
No, please.
No, it's fine. No. I'm just... There's a lot to think about.
Is this
I'm so excited to
Rune
work here.
questioning?
I got some energy.
Okay, this is Rune questioning the guard, not Strax questioning me.
Everyone's questioning everyone. I don't know right now.
Don't
I need a drink.
Very good.
don't worry
Very
about him.
good.
He's just very tired from the long trip here.
Of course, I understand. But yes, you will be taken to the smithy now.
Perhaps I can
As-
brew you up something, Rune, and help you with that. Maybe some
Sorry,
coffee.
Nothing's gonna help with the fact that I was just told Ingrid's alive. My grandmother was dead.
Maybe get you checked into the infirmary.
What?
Anyway, yeah, let's see this forge.
As you all walk through the courtyard, it is expansive to say the least. You could imagine that this is a small town in its own right inside this fortress. There are a few buildings, various different commodities. There's a general shop. There is a restaurant. You see that the special is grilled kobold. You see that there is
concerning.
You see that there are various different training regiments going on as you see various forces being paired off against each other and mock battles as they prepare for the coming days. And for a brief moment, you all see the knight that you saw pull Braymont through the gate as they step into another part of the fortress away from where you all are going.
Mr. Escort, sir. That's not like actual Kobold that's grown over there, is it?
Oh, no. They also serve Kobold there too. It's okay.
It's Andy, don't worry.
It's based off the flavors. It hasn't been actual meat for a while, It's sustainable.
Remember, Andy.
How long have you had that prepared? Did you riff that?
What?
Kobold.
I've had Kobold ready for a while.
It's been in the chamber for so long that it's rusted.
Well, no. It's more so I've had Kobold ready for the whole fake Kobold bit for a little while.
Okay.
This just happens to be the first time it's come up. But yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Anything else you'd like to know about the courtyard before you continue onwards, or are you ready to continue into the forge?
It is nothing else on his mind other than just grilled kobold.
Think of it like crab in Chinese restaurants. Primarily
That's not
imitation.
the problem.
I know.
Remember, Andy, you gotta remember that there were kobolds that were banana-ish in nature. So maybe they taste similar to banana?
You think about eating them?
It's okay, Andy. It's okay.
Andy, we're not gonna eat you.
Andy, no one's gonna
I
eat
promise. I swear.
Good, because I'm poisonous. You hear that, Mr. Escort? I'm poisonous. Well,
you. Once
dang.
again, very, very tired from the
All
trip
right,
here.
I don't know why you're upset. You're not exactly a kobold.
Staszrich just is like, no,
You
that's
haven't
right.
looked like any I've seen.
Not. No,
Makes me wonder what kind of kobolds, Fenia kobolds look like. That's out of character.
I'm curious, though.
Yes.
Staszrich will examine the soldiers over there. How well do you take care of your soldiers?
Oh, Fenia treats us as best as she can. We are currently low on resources because, unfortunately, we have to raid other encampments to get base resources now that the land has sort of fallen into disrepair due to the constant warring that's been required for us to keep our position. But we are all taken care of and given many resources to live our best lives as long as we continue to dedicate ourselves to Her Majesty, Duchess Fenia.
Do you have a lot of injuries, perhaps? As someone with medical knowledge, and might I say, I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm quite good. I mean, as someone with a lot of medical knowledge, I could contribute to the infirmary if necessary.
Roll a diplomacy check.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Alright, we'll see about getting you over there to let you learn the ropes. You do have to check in with the smithy first, since that is where you were hired on.
Of course. Of course. I understand.
As you would know of the Grand Duchess Fenia, she is very good at using all of her resources to the best of their ability.
Of course.
Yes, you are able to pursue a lead on the castle.
Mhm.
You can either make a stellial lore about the architecture or a generalized.
I
let
do
me
have
see what
engineering lore.
I would allow engineering lore.
Hold up, I might actually have to use this, because I don't think I need to, though. Let's see, keen recollection. You think I would study this, but I don't think it's been relevant up until this point. Nope, it is not relevant because it will not apply to this situation, so.
What are you? Okay.
No,
You
no,
may
no.
ask two questions about the architecture of this, and I will answer them directly.
How is the trying to think of this. If someone were to assault the castle, how fluid would the mobility of the troops be? As in, are there
troops
lots
inside
of
the fort, outside of it?
Yeah, like if for say they needed to redeploy troops to defend different areas of the castle, how easy would that be?
You would imagine it would be incredibly fluid. Due to the nature of the design with this open courtyard and a lot of the buildings sort of being separated instead of connected, and then the walls are they're just serving as the walls that they need to be. You would imagine that troops actually have a very easy time wading through this. Part of what you can catch glimpses of and what you will see as you head further into the fortress, there's actually weapon racks stationed on every outward wall, like on the interior towards the outward walls. So resupplying and resending troops seems to be a high priority of how this fortress is built. And then what's your second question?
Trying to think of a second question because this is Can I take a rain Can I take a rain check on that second question while
you
we
can pend this question till the end of session.
Okay.
And then what were you gonna say, Rain?
I was shitposting. I was saying, are there wacky, wavy, inflatable arm flailing tube men?
Yeah, okay. I'll waste my second question. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I'll give you that one for free. No.
Damn it.
Those were invented in Dan and haven't made their way to Estelia yet.
Mm-hmm. We really need to visit.
But yes, as you continue inside, you see the biggest thing you notice as you step into the main part of the fortress. The rooms are lit with a purple glow. And everything about this place feels off in a way that you cannot really describe. The biggest thing that you notice, specifically Rune will notice this, the bad vibes you're getting from this place feel exactly like when you first picked up Dagger.
Oh dear.
Not in a anyone needs to make checks sort of way, but just in a you can tell the vibes are off. And part of that is that you sort of feel an evil energy coming off of everything. It is very pretty though, the way that the plush red carpets fill the room and direct you further onwards towards the back where you assume that Fenia is currently in her temporary throne room, as you might say, and the way that the dark stone pairs with the carpets to really just make the room like whoever designed this room in the world, not me trying to give myself a pat on the back, but whoever designed this room really wanted to make sure the colors worked. And that is, that's important to know that like they really in some ways made sure there was fashion and function. But yes, very soft carpets. The room is lit with purple lights. As you look up, you get an idea that this is probably designed from pure dark magic, or at least in part by pure dark magic, the lights. As you are given a chance to take in this main hall before you are pulled to go to the right. It says, this way now. Everyone may make perception checks on this main hall. Starting with Rune and Andy. The biggest thing that you notice with this room compared to the size of the overall fortress, all these side rooms have to either so there are 6 doorways along this main hall that you can see.
Right.
these rooms either have to be very small or connect to a lower level with how they're set up. You're not in a massive space. There's not a chance that those all lead to massive rooms, which, is kind of what you would expect out of a main hall like this. They're kind of set up in a way where it'd make you think that. So these 6 doors either lead to, they're either multiple doorways to the same place, they either head downwards, or they're very small rooms. Or something else fucky going on. You get around the same thing. You get to about the same thing. The difference is you can also notice that the ceiling seems a bit taller than you'd expect. This room seems to be a bit bigger than the outside scale would give you credit. And then Staszrich, the biggest thing that you notice beyond all the other things that were mentioned, once again talking about the sort of assailability of this fortress, or how quickly we would respond to attacks, this room would be a nightmare to fight in if you did not have the homeroom advantage. The way that the main hall is set up, the way that this carpet is sort of fitted, if you were trying to run through this room, you could very easily trip yourself up on the stairs up to the actual throne room. You could trip yourself up on the various tables that are around. The lights in this room kind of threw you off a little bit coming in, and then not just to mention that, but the uneasy aura. If someone is trying to hold morale and they step into this room and get hit by that wave, that could be enough to throw a group into disarray. So this room, if this was a room that you were trying to lead an army through, you would need a game plan. I'm going to let you all mull over that for a second. I need to step up very quickly, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I may have some plans.
All of my plans are going to shit.
All of your plans are going to shit. Mine are just coming to fruition.
Also, how is my grandmother alive?
Well,
Well, you're gonna have to ask her.
Undead army that we were kind of half fighting at the.
They weren't undead though. They became undead after they died immediately.
Maybe.
They were already dead first.
Maybe it's an Orson situation.
What? Oh.
Monica. Monica. Yeah.
So, you warned us of your other grandparents. So, what about her?
Literally everybody but my mom and dad and Bjorn.
Oh, that's okay. Got it.
So Oscar and Sigrid.
Don't worry though. I'm getting plans.
I think I'm more worried about the fact that you are having plans. Because what the plans are.
Yeah.
Am I the one player in the group where if I say I have plans, everything is just instantly ominous?
Yep.
Muting yourself will not help. I know the truth.
I'm eating my anxiety away. Leave me alone.
Although I do gotta step out real quick as well.
Okay. Intermission. I
don't know why it disconnected there I don't know why I did that. I clicked mute and it disconnected me.
Maybe it's just voice activated. It's gonna hang you up then.
Intermission. Okay. Have neither of you ever heard that song?
I mean, we were doing the Wii channel one. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing the song called Intermission. Hold on.
I've heard it. It just evoked Wii themes.
Ba ba bum ba bum. But yeah, no, I'm sure everything's fine, Rune. What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely everything.
don't worry.
What?
Don't worry. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
We just need to make 9 bulk worth of belladonna poison. I'm sure that was
No,
all
you
that
had
You
so
can do
much.
that.
You had so much downtime that you had access to in Sunfall.
You know, the thing is, the one thing I did not consider taking that I could have was difficult terrain.
The thing is, I used all that downtime training Balto, and apparently he stole a belladonna recipe when I wasn't looking. But anyway.
When exactly was this downtime? Because if it was before the court wizard, I wasn't privy to the fact we were going here.
It was after the court wizard.
Oh, how much downtime was it?
It was about half a day.
Oh, that's not
that's not that much downtime after all. No.
That's
You
not
could have
even.
asked for more.
We
That was purely because no one asked for more downtime. I said I will give you downtime until then, unless you want to do anything else.
Thing is though, hold on.
Yeah.
Thing is though, Rune actually did ask for more downtime because he knew it was going to take weeks for his plan. However, Andy brought up the point that the king is being, what we know is tortured, and we probably didn't want to waste that long of a time doing whatever prep we need to do to save the king. Because
yes.
So
Rune asked for more downtime at the beginning of the session.
At the beginning of this session?
Yes.
It was a group huddle, not I'm going to wait 2 weeks to create 9 bulk of belladonna poison.
You could have asked for. You were in a town that you had a court magician on your side for.
That's what all the sports were for.
But
you could have asked for assistance.
Again, didn't know we were going here, and by the time we did, King was being tortured.
Yeah. Also, now, how does it feel?
Oh, I already knew how it felt. It's very
place,
funny.
just we as a group are terrible at asking for downtime.
And when we get the downtime, we have no plans for it.
Yeah. It's because you're just not used to having it. Get paralyzed by the choice.
I'm trying to help y'all work through that. However,
there will be no helping us, Hell. There will be
this
no helping
attempt
us.
was clearly
when
not
you're on
really
when you're back on the other side of the screen, quote unquote, it'll just be the same thing too. It'll just we as a group will just never ask for downtime, and when we get it, no, there will be no use for it because we'll just be choice paralyzed. Just it's terrible. But that's okay. Don't worry, I got plans.
I turn into a rock. I'm pulling in everything everywhere all at once.
This is why when we play like things like Fallout, you want it to be so open world and stuff. I'd be like, no, give me the wheel. Give me the wheel of options. That's it. That's all.
The dialogue wheel? No.
I'm thinking hamster wheel.
Hamster wheel.
Yeah, give me the hamster.
Post-apocalyptic hamster wheel. Post-apocalyptic
Right,
Minsk.
you back?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, we all good to continue onward?
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
As you step into the smithy itself, the sensation should be warming to you, Rune. It should be something that sparks joy stepping into an active smithy. But again, something about it just feels off. That feeling of warmth and care you get from the smithy's fire roaring, or the sound of hammers clanging against metal as it's being prepared. But everything feels off, as if it's almost perverted in some way. It's just that feeling of warmth just isn't there. Despite this, as you all step in and the guard starts to introduce this, you're immediately, Rune, you are immediately hugged by your mother and your father.
Hey, you two. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Rune. I wasn't sure if we'd see you again after you made your way to Tyrain.
I was planning a visit, but then you know what happened.
Yeah, it's a little hard to make it out here unless there's something else bringing you out.
Yeah.
What happened to the old smithy?
Oh, the ones you left.
No, yours.
Your.
Why are you here?
Oh, why am I here? Oh, it's just Tyrane's kind of off in the woods where there's just more traffic here, and this is where all the development's going on, so I can really refine my trade. Is Ingrid here? I whisper.
Oscar looks at you for a moment with a slight with a not saying anything physically but giving a nod and then sort of hurting around to turning and looking over to where you see Andy and Ingrid working on a sword.
How? What the hell is that?
That's your grandmother.
That just okay.
Why? It's why he's here. It's why we're here.
What do you mean?
Fenia's magics. She was able to turn back the clocks of time in some ways. As you take another look at Oscar for a moment, you realize that as he steps back, he doesn't have his limp currently.
Oh, they got rid of that for you.
It's taken some used to, I've almost adapted against it. But, two working legs gets the job done better, eh?
Yeah, that's for
As
sure. I look at Mother Sigrid and barely masking the metric fuckloads of concern I have. They do anything for you?
she almost looks at you with a glare. You know how she feels about this.
Yeah.
I'm here because that one is holding me emotionally hostage. Considering he still blames me, even if she doesn't remember.
Hmm.
Plus, I have to find out if it's actually her.
Right. Has she made any of her meals lately? They still taste the same.
Exactly the same.
I hate this place already.
Now, boy, let's get you settled in here.
Yeah,
Time
we
for
got.
you all to get to work. She
Yep.
raises her voice and speaks in a very calm way now, as as she motions you over to a pile of armor that needs tending to. I'm sure you'd
Right.
love to catch up with your grandfather, but he's very busy, as I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, all good. Andy, Barley, come help with this. Rune will show
Right
Andy how to
away.
polish armor real quick.
Do we need an intelligence roll to see how long I maintain it?
Polish lore.
I will take a crafting check. I will take a deception check. I will take a stealth check.
Stealth?
There's my crafting to assist you.
I heard stealth check. That's all I need to.
Stealth.
Oh wait, you said a deception check. That one would have been okay too.
I said that both stealth and deception were okay.
Yeah, but I didn't know what my deception roll was. I knew my stealth was pretty high. I didn't know what my deception was. Because crafting
good.
is a goose egg.
So, what this looks like, Andy, as you are stealthing the fact that you're not doing this, you and Barley are sitting there starting to polish armor, and what's happening is that you are putting things down in a pile that is the pile of finished things, and you are hiding the fact that it is actually Barley who is then going over and finishing the polishing on the ones that you are not able to actually polish.
Yes.
And Rune, you
classic.
are, and yeah, Rune, you are able to you're able to make sure that Andy's hand movements are proper, where it hides it as best as possible, basically.
Right.
And then your mother looks at you and says, "Why are you actually here, Rune?"
Well, back in Tyrann, you remember good Mr. Dougal?
Of course, we always loved receiving shipments of his bread back when you wrote.
Yeah. Just like I'm going into the deepest whisper I can now. Got assailed by a man in a cloak that had Fenia's insignia on it. Had a list of names. Long story short, Fenia's done some wicked shit, mother. She,
You know,
yeah, you get that feeling?
think I you think I don't know what atrocities are happening with these weapons?
No, I figure you do.
Can't leave her behind if it's actually her. Even if they are right bastards sometimes.
It's gotta be something we can do, though. I've been thinking, like, maybe we can cold short the metal. Like, it is winter. That'd make it nice and brittle when they go to use it. Are they inspecting it, closely?
Very. They have. Even your grandfather is inspecting it quite closely. Every single craft that goes through this shop goes through his hands, and then goes through the head officer's hands as well. Terrifying man. He's the one that came in and delivered the news that we were being uh, graciously hired for this task.
Hmm. That,
Bjorn stayed behind, though. I haven't heard anything from him.
don't worry. Bjorn's fine. He got a bit of a stab in the stomach, with one of those weapons, but we found something that cured that right up.
Gracious. They've shown us what those things do. Even the ones like what you've seen that were so impure. You should just see the weapon they gave the duck.
I'm sorry, they gave the duck a weapon? What?
Yes, whatever Fenia's been feeding that thing's a better duelist than her.
Then Fenia.
Yes.
Okay.
Might be the most skilled swordsman in the building.
I'm out of my depth here.
You're telling me. But if you're going to try to break it from the inside, you're going to need to find either some way to change Andy's opinion on the matter or some way to make sure that he can't inspect them.
I was
And
kind of
I
hoping
can't
at
do.
his age he'd have gone blind already.
No, unfortunately not. Anytime he complains about his vision waning, they have one of their magicians come in and fix him right up.
Guess what they've done for her then?
Still as strong as ever. She carried off 3 full suits of armor the other day.
Hold on. Full plate armor, 4 bulk, 12 damn bulk of armor?
She carried it off like it was nothing. Tell you what.
She's almost as strong as me.
You remember what they said about her during her heyday? I guess that's why she's lived so damn long.
Mm-hmm. Have you been in contact with a Marigold by any chance?
I heard that she made her way to North Dakota.
Oh. Oh. Dots are connecting.
Was able to get a letter from her before stopped receiving them. She sort of looks around at the room. Sounds like she's trying to help in her own way.
Yeah.
But I can see there's something else on your mind, boy. What's going on?
Something else on my mind. There's so much on my mind. You know King Braymon's here, do you?
I heard there was a new catch. Didn't know it was a king.
Yeah, they're torturing him right now, and well,
They're torturing everyone in this building, boy. Think about it for a moment.
mhm.
Everyone here is either so indoctrinated by her message or on their way to it.
I'll be honest. I came here with one goal, which is just fuck up Fenia as much as I can in whatever way I can, and to get you and Dad out. I know, I know you love Andy and Ingrid and Holga, but I mean, what is there to do? they haven't changed after, I mean, centuries for Andy, a century for Holga. How are they going to change now?
Roll me a diplomacy check. Ingrid is the maternal grandmother, yes.
I assumed as much, but I thought it does.
Yeah.
The paternal side of the family is not actually here. Other than the pa.
Yeah.
The Ericksons are off doing something else entirely. You might find out about that later.
Huh. Yeah, 16 on diplomacy.
Yeah. She looks at you for a moment, very tired eyes. You know, Bjorn tried to tell me the same thing before we packed up shop. I was gonna be out of town. Try to avoid all this. We'll make sure things are ready, but I want to try to at least get her out, if that is her.
Right.
And I want to help you, Rune. You know, boy, you're braver than I could ever be. Even in all of my speaking against her actions. Still been crafting weapons day in, day out to make sure that there's still a bed for us. You've been trying to make some actual change. Here, let me show you the storeroom.
Yeah. Let's get familiar with this place.
Oscar, put these layabouts to work, she says to your father before taking you over to a storage room.
Andy, you don't use your spit to polish.
Oh, you gonna me, Andy? Or him, Andy?
You, Andy.
Oh. But, but my spit has a little bit more acidity to it, so that obviously does.
Acidity is very bad. No, no, no.
Okay, you're the boss.
But yeah, she pulls you into a storeroom where you can see a veritable armory of weapons. She grabs she grabs the cloth off the side wall that you now recognize as an anti-magic cloth. She says, "Now this is supposed to turn off the magic of anything that it's wrapped around. Give you an idea of what you're dealing with here. Look at this." She takes the anti-magic cloth and then she pulls out a weapon. And have you ever seen the the lightsaber from that's primarily involved with the Mandalorians?
Mm-hmm. The dark saber, yeah.
Yeah, the dark saber. So she pulls out a blade that has that has a blade that is veritably basically just the dark saber, and it's like in its coloration, except a bit more purple. So it's sort of like a black void with a purplish glow around it.
Mm.
This is a blade of pure magic, forged purely from that dark meteorite that they've been harvesting. There's a terrifying energy to it. And then she wraps the cloth around it, and you watch as the dark magic blade flickers for a moment, but then still shines true.
Any of them talk to you?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
But
That would be silly.
this blade's magic is not interrupted by anti-magic. It can't be dispelled. That means that any sort of defenses that you might try to build around it, this is just going to cut through it like butter.
Need the butter knife.
Quick, put it in the box.
As she then like moves over to a dummy that has full plate mail on it. Says, and then she sort of raises the blade for a moment and then does a hit against it that you would know would just be a light scratch. And that plate mail looks unusable after the strike against it. Do you see? Do you see what's happening here, Andy? Fuck. Shut up. Shut up.
We need
Shut
more
up.
Andys. It's fine.
Sorry, boss.
Do you see what's happening here, Rune?
Andy's.
Please,
Ah!
please, Ma. Call me Andy.
Do you see what's happening here, Rune?
Yeah, that's mighty terrifying.
And this is the one that they just left in here. She sets it back down in the box it was in. And again, that was with me trying to dispel it. She hangs back up the dispelling cloth. Look, I know you want to try to interrupt the infrastructure. And you're right, we might be able to find some way to... She almost chokes on her words as she tries to get this sentence out to hinder Andy's ability to do his craft. But other than that, I'd rather you just do what you came here to do and get out. If you need to go see that Braymont fellow, it'd be hard. This place is guarded very well.
That's the issue though, is when I go to get out, is there going to be an official way to get out, or are they going to try and keep me here?
Me and your father could cover for you. We'd be able to make up excuses. Say that you were sent on a supply run. They don't watch us as closely after we've left the gates of the castle, so if we said that you were being sent on a supply run, that would work for a while.
You know, I got this spell that I've been learning thanks to Xavier. And I've got this riding drake now. His name's Dusty. You'd love him. But anyways, the spell kind of lets me shrink him down and just like keep him in my cloak. Got like his own little pocket space that nobody can see. Kind of wish I could just do that with you and Dad right now.
I don't know if that's exactly something that spell would be able to do, dear.
No, it most certainly is not. I'm just saying that's what I wish I could do.
I know that you want to save everyone, Rune. You've always had a hero's heart. But right now you need to do the thing that's going to save the most people.
Yeah. So what do you know about the fortress? What's the layout?
So, we're on the first floor currently. This is where the smithy is, the dining hall, as you would have seen out in the courtyard. There's also the sleeping quarters for a majority of the troops. And then there is one floor below us, that is where the prison cells are. Basically, every single piece of this fortress that you see above, below it, the floor below it, is all prison cells. There's a massive network. Also on this floor, there is the treasury. Fenia keeps that one locked tight. And then each of Fenia's court have a separate room for themselves. They're
Okey-doke.
all rather terrifying people in their own right. If you said that you went and saw Bjorn, I'm sure that he told you about the night.
You know, we caught a glimpse of them on our way inside.
Agonizing fellow, that one. There's, of course, Fenia. Then there's her court magician. Goes by the name Paulo. Dark-skinned fellow. Has the horns of a ram. Way that I've seen them, they might be one of the most powerful spellcasters in the land. Probably even more powerful than Fenia. All the same, they seem to be supporting her very directly. There's, of course, the duck, like I've discussed. They are a terrifying duelist. Their blade also made of that pure dark magic. That didn't start talking before he was given that sword, but not exactly sure what caused that.
Yeah, dark magic can be very talkative at times. It's a strange property I've discovered.
Is that so?
Yeah. I also found out it can be redeemed, which is nice. Although I'm not about to take every single dark magic weapon here to a spring miles away.
Needs to be destroyed, Rune. We can't let this continue. This cycle of hatred. And then the final one. Apparently, they're also a part of the king's court until recently, but a jester. They, back in their days in Sunfall, they led all of the comedy acts. Now the mask they wear still holds the same smile, but they are some sort of berserker, it seems. They're the one that takes care of the punishment for those down below. And the sounds that you hear coming from there, they're nothing like laughter anymore.
Place is fucking awful.
And the thing that you need to keep in mind with her, the dagger that she holds,
Yeah.
if she pulls that sheath off, becomes a great sword.
Ooh.
Special designed for her, so be careful. She might try to surprise you with it.
Okay, okay. Don't you worry, we got tricks up our sleeve if we come to blows.
Hopefully it won't. If it comes to blows, you probably only have about 3 minutes before you have the entire fortress hounding you.
Yeah, we can take them.
Sure you can, son. Sure you can. She gives a strange... No?
One round a minute.
There are 3 very long rounds of combat.
One round is 6 seconds. You're talking 30 rounds of combat.
Yeah. One round is 6 seconds. So
Yeah.
as long as you do not take more than 30 rounds, it could be fine. It also depends on exactly when you fuck up.
So maybe he's gonna just stand by the door at all times.
And then
But how many-
Braymont's currently in the biggest cell down there. Not too hard to miss. However, that does mean that the Jester is likely going to be with him at all times, or at least holding on to the key directly. If you open one of the doors to head downstairs, you'll be able to hear any of the screams directly. All the doors are noise canceling to not scare off any visitors.
I
She knows so much.
I'm having ideas.
Because she's been forging the weapons for this place and is also not exactly on side with Fenia.
Yeah, but if you know that they're soundproof, how did you hear the sounds at all? Unless you
The door
put
was
it in
opened and then the sound came through.
Yeah.
How would you know? Yeah. How would you, if you knew that there's prison down there? You can pick up on this stuff. Who knows? Maybe she's not above board, but maybe she is.
This is just Fenia in disguise.
Yeah,
Damn
right.
it.
She's fucking with me.
It very much could be.
I stabbed my
You
mom.
haven't.
I see right through you.
Honestly, if that was going to happen, I expected the court magician to be Fenia in disguise. You were all way too well and giving her too much information all at once. Like, guys, we don't really know this person. I mean, yeah, sure, they might be part of it, but okay, we actually don't know them.
Look, Rune's big on trust. Except for when it comes to Staszrich.
Why?
Oh, okay, I get it. The longer you know somebody, the less likely you trust them.
Yeah. Rune? Staszrich has had the honor of earning my distrust.
Jackass. Next campaign, I am playing Gasari.
No.
I'll give you a reason to just trust then.
I'll counter your Asari with an Asari of my own.
Which is Rodok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two sides of the same coin.
I'm gonna suplex
Drax
so
just
many
starts
old
suplexing everyone.
We had someone who spent
Wait.
all their experience on dice and it was able to solve all the problems. We had someone who poured all their experience into skills and solved every problem.
Sorry, the solution was in front of us all along. I just need to suplex Andy. Grandpa Andy needs
Grandpa
to get
Andy,
suplexed.
Grandpa Andy.
Yeah.
Your mother did imply if Andy was out of the picture that would potentially allow you to start degrading the gear.
They'd probably
But-
just fucking reverse time to like give him his eyes back.
Again, I'm trying to figure out why Ingrid's here, because if we know how, then that would also help with if we needed to remove Andy.
Just out of character though, when did Andy get named Andy? because it's so confusing right now to me that I'm like hearing Ian. It's like, no.
I named grandfather Andual Andy Oakguard when I made Rune,
Oh, God, so
like the day after. This was
Okay.
before your character showed up.
Okay.
We could just start calling them Andual and have to pronounce so many more syllables if you'd prefer.
No,
Fuck that.
that's
Grandpa Andy.
Yeah.
We have to pronounce even more syllables.
Andy, you will.
Grandpa.
Graham Powell.
Paw.
Pow pow.
Paw.
Oh.
Grandpa pow pow.
Pop, 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 pop.
I don't know if I
But
can
yes.
say that as fast as Garbani.
Barmade. Garbani.
How do I have
Yes,
this supplement?
Do you have any other questions, Rune?
No. Just dread.
Alright, well. Guess we should get back.
I hug her back, and before we leave the storeroom, how many weapons are in here that I can spot?
Are you wanting to roll, or do you just want a quick count?
I will roll.
Alright, make me a perception check. Or if you have another check that you think would be more fitting, I'm willing to listen.
I have another check that would be more fitting. I would like to use a better perception check.
Are you spending a hero point?
No.
Okay,
Trade declined.
correct.
Okay.
As
I was so confused. Better perception, like, was there an ability you forgot to use? Like, I was so.
No, that's called haggling and failing.
You get.
Rune tried to
I get.
distract me with peppermints.
What if I give you cologne? You work with
It's a peppermint of perception.
Writing that down as an item to put in a future campaign.
Yep.
You do have a pink tincture of smells that you could use. But yes. With that perception check, you get the idea that there is 35 weapons in this room.
Okay. This is good.
You know that Fenia's forces, generally, from what you saw before, probably ranges in around you'd say probably 400 range.
Okay. That's not good.
Just to give you some ideas of what is in the sort of extra not being used stock room versus how many people there actually are.
400 divided by fireball.
Remember to double that.
Ah, yes. 400 divided by fireball squared.
It is multiplicative.
I feel like it's exponential emotionally.
Fireball
Emotionally.
fireball put to the power of fireball.
Mm-hmm. So while we're smithing about, Rune will find moments to whisper some of this information over to the group and kind of pitch a jailbreak idea.
Rune, you also feel that your pocket is a little heavy.
Oh, what's in my pocket?
You have a key in your pocket.
Ooh. What?
But yes, everyone currently in the smithing room, what are you doing to make it look like you actually know what you're doing smithing wise? Andy, you are still and Aya, I need to know what you are doing to hold up the fact that you should be here.
I'm working at the forge, like heating it up, making sure the fire's hot.
Alright, make me either a crafting check or a deception check. Very good. Staszrich, what are you doing?
I'm gonna keep an eye out for injured or exhausted workers. And if none are, then I will just, I'll actually, you know what? I'll actually take up a hammer and start, dishing out some, start trying to forge some weapons.
Taking the king's
Preparing
swords
some
and
metals.
weapons.
I got.
Alright, make me a crafting check. Alright, Staszrich, what weapon are you trying to craft?
Hmm.
And do you use normal metals or dark magic infused metals?
I'll use normal metals. Actually, no. Considering this is a dark... You know what? Yeah, let's go with the dark magic. You know what? Why not a gauntlet?
Alright. As you start crafting and you are making your way along, you start hearing small bits of a cough from a man.
Staszrich.
See,
Hmm.
you're one of the crafters that came with it, that came with Rune.
Mm,
You have been approached by Anduil.
not really. I mean, yeah, I can craft, but my specialty is way more into medicine and healing.
Hmm,
But,
see,
as you can see, I'm not exactly inexperienced in the way of a forge.
of course. Everyone has a transitional job. Anduil looks in close. You, looking over this man, you can tell that he has a very storied history of some sort. You can. He is a very old elf,
Hmm.
which is to say that you can see the age on him in a very noticeable way.
And
He has well-defined, voluminous brown hair, and despite his generally calm demeanor, you can see what seems to be a permanent scowl on his face.
hmm. And he was the one coughing?
Yes, he has a small cough.
Hmm. Gonna see if it's Well, way to go, dice. I'm gonna roll with it, but still a 5. Anyway, yeah. Give a
You don't
brief
get
medical
the
examination to see if it's a medical thing in nature.
You don't think so. You think it's sort of just an age thing, or perhaps somewhere in the range of 150 years of working as a smithy.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Then if he has no other words for me, or did he ask me something?
He is currently left off on just saying it's like, oh yes, I understand what it's like to have a transitional job.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As he looks over. What are you crafting there, son?
A gauntlet.
Hmm.
It may come such a time that Fenia's soldiers may need a little bit more discretion. And what better discretion than a piece of armor that you can punch with?
Old man gives a very slight snicker at this. It's like, kids these days. You know, back in my day, we always fought directly. This is a tool of cowardice. But I respect it.
Mm,
Show me it when it's finished.
I shall.
You think the elf's old enough for the old world?
No.
Oh.
Damn.
I was gonna say, maybe he knows something of your, runic,
I would definitely not show it to him.
Okay.
But yeah, I shall indeed show this to you if I get it completed.
Very good. Back to work.
Staszrich nods and
As-
resumes his crafting.
As the old man heads back over to his wife and very, very gently embraces her as they then both return to what they were working on. All right. You have all kept up appearances, which means that you are now currently a member of Fenia's regime. Congratulations.
Yay! We've
Down
joined
with the
the
monarchy.
Yay! We've joined the baddies.
Down with Braymont's death to Winston.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
I mean,
What
hey,
a twist!
We good.
depending on what you learn here, maybe you decide to do something different.
Being
That's
good
up
is
to you.
too stressful.
Being good is too stressful. Just killing the entire world is so much less.
Yeah, just kill and take whatever we want. Sounds good.
You gotta let me know ahead of
Plus, maybe if we kill the king, we don't have to pay taxes.
Hmm?
You get everything in that treasure room.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yes, murderous tax breaks.
Yeah. Look, Mr. House would understand.
Just
Of
take
course.
down the IRS.
And then the same guard that escorted you around earlier comes in and looks at all of you and says, "All right, time for you to make your way to your bedchambers.
Very
But
well.
of course, first, dinner time. Come with me."
Wait, how long have we been working? Did they give us a break?
This is the break.
This is
You made
dinner
it in
time.
about
This is the end of the
midday.
day.
I mean, that was kind of the joke that I think Sin was making. You've worked for about 4 hours. No break.
I don't mean no break. I'm just sitting on my ass polishing shield.
Where's the HR department?
4 hours. Come on.
Wait.
Let's be real.
Hey, I'm working at a
Yeah,
hot
I'm
forge.
overworked as hell. 4 hours?
Yeah, I don't know how the hell Rune does this all day. My arm is tired. I'm a doctor, damn it, not a blacksmith.
About to say, like, I got a real job. I work 6 hours no break, so.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
just
you
tell
work
us to
more
pull ourselves up by our
as-
bootstraps.
Walk up
As
elbows,
a
wait for it.
reminder, that's more atrocious than anything I've had Fenia publicly do.
Publicly.
I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like she isn't a monster, but 6 hours no breaks, that is an atrocity.
I mean, I used to work 10 hours, no breaks, but yeah, that's the thing.
That's also an atrocity.
But here's the thing. So
Committed
if you
4
take a
crimes against yourself.
if you take a break though, then you have to stay half an hour later than at your workplace in order to make up that time lost.
What?
That's the atrocity.
And it's not a fucking break, it's a pause.
It is a
Yeah,
pause.
That's not a break.
I want to ask that reminds me, I do kind of want to ask my boss this week. It's like, hey, is that those lunches that you have in my schedule? Can I just leave half hour early?
Okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.
Alright, so what is dinner at this place?
The Kobold?
Yeah, so
The Kobold!
that is the That
Center for
is the
cannibalism.
Kobold is the special. You do not have to get the special. As you are,
Yeah, I kind of want to try the Kobold.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The morbid curiosity and intrusive thoughts sink in.
everyone here reminded of like 5 years ago when they tried to make Hue Fu.
Oh
Anyone
my
remembers
god.
that?
Just eat
Remember
pork.
Hue Fu?
Like that's all you have to do is eat pork because human tastes similar to pork.
How would you know this, Sin?
Because
Outed.
humans were called long pig for a reason.
Well, if that's true, why haven't... no.
All right, it's
Correct.
why whenever you want to simulate a human corpse, oftentimes you want to use a pig's corpse because of their various skin. I learned this from MythBusters, okay?
Grrr.
There's a reason that they destroyed so many pig
What's in your
carcasses.
crawl space?
Back away slowly.
That's it. I'm gonna touch you for my own safety.
No.
If anybody understands that reference. Was it Jeffrey Dahmer, I think is the one that said it, that, he doesn't eat people with tattoos on them because the ink ruins the taste?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
It's gotta be a
Oh, well, I already have a tattoo, so I'm good.
Anyways, sorry, y'all.
No, you're fine. Clearly
just-
an important conversation.
And I have graphite in my leg from the 4th grade, so I'll taste bad too.
But yes, as
I won't. I'm just stating facts that I learned on MythBusters and Archer.
Yes, Archer, that's a good spot to learn your educated from.
Anyway,
as
verify those
you
facts in
all
real life.
are brought into the mess hall, you see what is a massive mess hall. There's a bunch of tables that are taken. There's one that's open that you are guided to, and effectively you have a verifiable buffet that you can indulge in. Any animal meats that you would expect: deer, cow, pig, chicken, fish, etc. It's all here. It's hand grilled in front of you. You get to watch it as it is made. You get to prepare your plates. All of the vegetables are, you get to watch them be cut, prepared, all that stuff. Honestly, pretty good spread here. If you were going to comment on anything, the fact that, like, everything looks good. Nothing looks bad. There's not that same sort of like off energy about this place, other than the fact that you can, see all these guards wearing equipment that makes you think that they might suffer the same fate as the other guards that you fought.
They do automatically charge your card, though,
damn it.
without telling you.
Yeah, they automatically charge your they automatically apply it to your payment that you would get at the end of your shift.
Hmm. Wait, we're working for free, aren't we?
No, y'all aren't working for free.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we should work until we get our first paycheck and see.
Yeah. Let's
We decide on our morals.
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, we do need to see how much we're getting paid for this. I mean,
To
I'm going a
learn
fantasy
more about the
world to
enemies.
escape this, damn it.
and to
We'll
be
be
fair
able
to
to
us,
learn
Winston has never
how to
paid
finance
us.
it.
So,
Mm.
Very true.
yeah.
What is this role?
He forbid us from taking payment too from the vault.
What are you
I'm
what are you
the
checking
quality
about,
of the-
Andy?
I'm checking the quality of the produce that I'm assuming also goes with the meat.
Yeah, incredibly high quality.
I
You
don't
can
recognize,
tell that they're
I don't recognize maybe the farm that they grow from or anything.
you're not used to you're not used to this area, so nothing like that jumps out to you. But it is incredibly high quality. And then what's your role for, Rune?
For my shitpost role, I was just wondering what cooking guild they employ if they do.
Yes, they they employ the iron ladle.
Ah, okay.
The Iron Ladle, most well known for their ability to keep an army running, no matter what. They are most well known for their ability to set up cooking stations quickly, no matter where they are, and prepare feasts for platoons, basically. So the Iron Ladle is contracted to do the meals here, but you also see that there are various that are wearing training backpacks, basically, that you have an idea that backpack is an entire cooking station. So they're basically able to help mobilize armies with it.
Watch out for the
Okay.
walk. Sometimes that could be a really good shield.
As
No, they
Winston's
don't. They don't
future
fight with their
advisor-
walk. They fight with their saucepan.
But yes, as Winston's
You
future
think I didn't
advisor,
have
they will
anything
come
ready
highly
for this?
recommended.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
exactly.
saying you need to watch Dungeon Menchie.
I have not watched Dungeon Meshi yet.
You
I have to wait for
definitely
Dungeon
should.
Meshi to be finished, so I'm going to be reading it first.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, there's a scene where the walk is being used as a shield because they feel like later that the walk is made out of something really good.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna spoil it. It's adamantine.
Makes sense.
It's not that major of a spoiler. It's an adamantine walk. Like, who cares?
It's the principle of spoiling.
Mm-hmm.
Even if my brain did immediately go to adamantine because I've been playing Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, that's the reason
I mean-
why you'd probably assume it's adamantine because it's Dwarf Fortress, kind of.
It's either adamantine or mithril, right?
Like, I would not be surprised if I would not be surprised if Dungeon Meshi was not or was inspired by Dwarf Fortress.
I mean,
Nobody ever
you
goes with
you
Rune.
do you do notably see that there are a few chefs that have one of the most one of the silliest items that exists in Pathfinder that is an actual raw item that you can get, the mithril waffle iron.
Yes.
Notably added because they needed to fill some book space because they decided to add an item after already finishing formatting. So they need yes.
Because the one Colette used was just a straight black iron.
That was the
Yes,
only one you could find, but yes, there are mithril. There is a mithril waffle iron in
Okay, I
the
need to play
book.
Colette again.
Colette
high
is funded
yeah.
by William to be given a mithril waffle iron.
Yeah.
Okay, I will add it to
yeah.
our inventory.
Hey, it is a level 8 item, so that's actually pretty fitting.
That is okay, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's the reason you didn't get it is because it was a level 8 item, but I think when you had the waffle iron, you were level 5 or 6.
Starting.
Oh, starting. Okay, well then, that's why.
I'm pretty sure I started with the waffle iron. It's like a
Yeah,
silver-
normal waffle iron is item level 0. Mithril
Yeah,
waffle
okay.
iron is a level 8 item.
Waffle iron is the champion
Yep.
we're not playing anymore.
NPC Colette has a mithril waffle iron.
Shoutouts to high grade mithril waffle iron, by the way, for level 16 characters.
Fucking what?
I'm just gonna read this quickly. Truly fit for emperors and demigods. This waffle iron is made of high grade mithril. Although most metallurgists are certain that the much more affordable standard grade mithril waffle iron maintains mithril's full non-stick properties, the super elite insist that only waffles made from a high grade mithril waffle irons conform to the most perfect shape and texture. Nadian has one high-grade mithril waffle iron for sale, emblazoned with the archaic symbol associated with Milani from before she became a deity, supposedly used to make Milani herself waffles during her mortal life. As it's made of mithril, it is an uncommon item.
What the fuck?
6,005 gold.
For a
Yeah.
waffle iron.
Correct.
Alright.
But yes, point being, non-high grade quality, but still mithril. You see that there are a few mithril waffle irons either on the training backpacks or being used for preparation of food here. So the iron ladle, well set up to say the least. And for an idea of how good the food that you have is here, anything that you get, they have an automatic crit success on cooking. So you are going to have a great meal.
Okay, we're making a pact right now. We're all gonna try Kobold. Don't tell Andy or Winston.
I'm the one eating it too.
Especially you, Andy.
Okay, so the Andy we're not telling is your grandfather got it.
No, it's you.
I know. But I'm very curious to know what it tastes like. So yes, I have Kobold on my plate along with a bunch of vegetables.
It is Kobold. It is not actually Kobold. Again,
I was
we're
told
like
it's to mimic the flavor of Kobold though, so
correct. Again, imitation crap.
Damn it.
We should try normal Kobold to see how it compares. Obviously.
I already had lots of. Well, actually, you could probably take my tail. I think the tail grows back.
God damn it, no.
Andy,
Kobold
other than all of the moral concerns about this, tastes like chicken.
would my tail cut off, grow back if I pull it off?
No.
Have we been over this before?
Yeah, I know. Might have soul again back though. I'm just saying.
But yes, for a hero point, you all can describe one meal that is served here.
The fold.
Yep.
Okay,
One
well,
meal
I
that
mean,
has
that is
not
a
been
description of the
described.
Kobold. That is, and
I
it
will
is.
take away your 2 hero points from you.
We'd have -1 hero points.
Damn it.
Hey.
Well, okay, but like Andy was saying, the plate is mostly the produce and stuff, just because with their farming experience, they just wanted to taste like how well their crops are being grown and such. And yeah, they did take a little bit of the Kobold. Not like, I don't know, was it served on a skewer? But they basically just took like a toothpick and they got like the smallest bit of the meat as possible, just because it's like, this seems wrong. I know they said it was fake, but it still seems wrong, but I'm still kind of curious. So it's just like
You are
the
able
tiniest,
to
serving that they could get off of that.
Yeah, you're able to get kebabs and ask them to put a little bit of Kobold on one of the kebabs. So you have kebabs of various produce.
And then just like to balance it out with some carbs, just like the most basic white rice mound that they could get to, and just it's very.
It is extremely fluffy white rice. Incredible.
Didn't
Rune
find
orders
the sauce
the
bar though. I was having a hard time finding the sauces, so that's all that Andy ate. But not like, I'm sure there were sauces on the buffet because it's a buffet, but no, very plain stuff, no sauce.
What sauce pairs with Kobold?
Well, if it's, I don't think any sauce would if it tastes
Barbecue.
Well, it really
Barbecue
depends on
skewers?
how you are trying to service it. If you are having it on kebabs or skewers, traditionally you would have the whole tail on one skewer and you would saute it in barbecue sauce. Exquisite, although not allowed anymore.
I
As
think
far
I'll pass
as
on that. I'll have the Kobold fruit salad, and it will be like a banana Kobold's fake head on a plate with like some strawberries in the eye sockets and some various fruit scattered around, and maybe like the tail encircling it.
Rune, you are
Ah,
making
yes, of
Andy
course.
so uncomfortable with that dish.
of course. Here and then here's your pineapple vinaigrette to go with it.
Ah, lovely.
Rune, did you have to turn it in a way that you have it staring at me because I'm sitting across the table? No. Having it looking at you now, that doesn't work. Okay,
Sorry.
never mind.
Let me take the eyes out. I'll take the strawberries.
No, please. Oh God.
So
I'm about to go to the table.
here, maybe I'll make it better for you, okay? So Staszrich's gonna have, some. Staszrich is, he's kind of tired after a long day. So what he's gonna do is, we're in San Fio, right? There's mountains, which means that there's probably mountain, goats / rams.
Mm-hmm.
So some nice diced, mountain goat meat
Goat
slathered in
pancetta.
like a, a Szechuan-y, garlicky, thickened sauce
Mm-hmm.
with some rice to go with that, and then as well a pretzel that has been seasoned with baby rock kobold scales.
Making it better. Very good.
I didn't say which way I was making it better.
You put babies into the mix. That's just fucked up.
But
Also,
it's
not
just
how,
the scales,
not how the
though.
salt
It
would
doesn't
be
mean you have to kill them.
harvested, But yes.
All right, Aya.
Yes.
Well,
I don't
we
know
know
if
who the
should
monster
be more
is.
upset. Should I be upset by the fact that you guys found the sauce that I couldn't seem to find, or the fact that all of you are just very being demented with the kobold?
Hey, I'm having Kobold over here. I don't know what that sick bastard's having.
Just the scales, okay? It tastes like salt.
Yeah, how did they harvest those skills?
With a
Well,
knife.
It's when
Shitting.
it's when the rock kobolds molt.
You better hope that's how they harvest them.
Huh? But anyway, yeah. So what's Aya having?
Yes, Aya?
I'll the full kobold.
Fair enough. Well, that's what I get for having a throwaway joke. Sucks to be me. Anyhow, yes. You all enjoy a peaceful meal. And then you hear the doors open and you all turn to look to see who's coming in, loud opening of the door, and you see that Fenia is entering the mess hall.
Do we have to stand at attention when she shows up?
You see everyone else stand at attention.
Oh, yeah,
Do you?
okay.
I take off my bandage across my eye so I look less noticeable.
Staszrich stands at attention because here's the thing. So one detail that I'm remembering, she's seen you three. Because remember, Staszrich was downstairs repairing his wounds from the fight, so he never saw Fenia, and Fenia never saw him. Now Staszrich was chained, yes, but that's just because he was caught in the blast, which reached downstairs. But anyway, Fenia never saw Staszrich directly.
And when Fenia saw me, I had my armor on.
Andy's going to stand behind Staszrich in a way that the angle that Fenia is like walking down the into the room, I'm just like constantly having Staszrich be my wall.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It's similar
Staszrich doesn't
to
need to
that.
do anything. Andy, make me a stealth check, and Rune, make me a
difficult one. I think it's
Make
deception.
me make me a deception check.
Here's a question. I don't know if quick allies would work with this. Probably
It would not.
I don't even know why I'm re-rolling that. There's no way she's not gonna fucking tell I'm deceiving her.
Stop shooting on the plastic.
As she walks through,
so that's
she
what's
looks
up.
at everyone and then says,
okay.
"You may return to what you're doing,
Shooting on plastic.
except you four." She looks over at the table. "You're new here. Welcome." Then she looks at Rune.
Yeah,
"I've
avoiding
seen you
notice.
before. What's your position here, sir?"
I am a smithy with the Kolvindr family. I say, sort of like flat and drony.
Ah, of course. I remember hearing we were getting another Kolvindr in. I was so worried that there weren't going to be any other Kolvindrs. I heard that your family is blessed with your skills.
Yes, they are very talented, and I aspire to do the best that I can to work alongside them.
You're missing
No,
just
loosen
one
up.
thing.
Loosen up, lad. You're okay. I know that you're doing your best by your family and of course for our efforts here. It's quite all right.
I sort of just nod
Despite
my head.
everything, her presence feels very warm. She has a kindness to her that you sense is not, at least not entirely faked.
That warmth is the fires of hell.
That is definitely a sense motive cue if I've ever heard one.
Feel free. Feel free to. Staszrich, she genuinely seems warm. Like, she generally has a warm presence. She is not. She does not seem suspicious of you all in any way. She continues to speak kindly and says, "Well, I wish all of you luck in your endeavors here. And I look forward to seeing how your weapons are held in the arms of my soldiers. I know that they are fighting just as valiantly as you are with your hammers. And with all of your support, we can make a better Estelia. At ease."
Rune bows and sits. She's still
And
here.
then she moves on and goes to eat. You see walking behind her is the aforementioned jester. The jester, something that your mother did not note is that the jester has absolutely rippling muscles.
That would have been a good feature too of mention.
And holding in one hand, the jester is holding the aforementioned royal duck, who does seem to have a rapier uh, held by a wing currently, sort of straying off as if it was being worn at the waist. Not quite. And then you also see what you have to assume is Paulo, a figure in dark robes. From the pieces that you got to see from behind the hood is a sort of almost like a goat's face. Soft features and curled horns.
Just because Selvia has left Rune feeling very curious now, how many spell books do I see on their person?
You do not see any spellbooks on Paulo.
Hmm.
You do, however, see a necklace that seems to be holding a chunk of rock that is emanating a purple glow.
Okie dokie.
Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're in the mess hall?
Fireball. No.
2 fireballs.
Would you like to go up to Fenia's table? I'm sure she'd be willing to talk to any of you.
Does this Fenia seem to be different than, like, yeah, she's warm, but is there anything else that might feel this isn't the same Fenia that we met in the mansion?
You don't have that good of a read on Fenia currently.
Okay.
You get the feeling that, based off of what Staszrich mentioned from the sense motive, you get the idea that it's sort of like the difference between how you act in your home versus how you have to act at a job, for example. That is the way you saw Fenia in the castle, or sorry, at the villa, is probably the Fenia that's getting shit done. This is the Fenia that wants to be a ruler the natural way, versus the Fenia that is just trying to get shit done that you saw before.
So it's the same person, not just.
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay.
There's nothing about Fenia's attitudes or appearance or anything like that that would make you think that that is a different person.
You know what? Okay, time to... Maybe I should take one of my plans into action.
That sounds like a
Okay.
great idea. You have my full trust.
Don't worry, everything's fine. All right, you know what? Staszrich will walk up to the table and he's like, Duchess Fenia, I have been hearing a lot about you, and it is great to finally meet you.
Ah, of course, you're one of the ones that came along with the new Kolvindr kid. The
Yes,
Apprentice
that
Smith.
is correct. My name is Samson Staszrich. I
Ah, of course.
am going to be ashamed to admit, but while I am no mere child in the forge, my specialty actually happens to be medicine. And
Mhm.
should you or any of your court need anyone to be kept alive, and say you don't have access to any magical means to do so, my medical knowledge can potentially replace an entire convent of magical healers.
Make a diplomacy check.
Uh, hmm. Alright. Yeah, well, I tried.
Look, we got in the 75th percentile with that roll. Let's go.
Yeah,
with it.
I'm gonna roll with it.
She takes a moment, she looks at you. Almost in the same way that you would, like a parent would look at it, so you know the whole joke about children presenting, like, PowerPoints to their parents?
Yes.
About, like, why they should do a thing?
Yes.
She gives you a look like
I have
that.
done this before.
She gives you a look like a parent would, where, you know, like, sort of impressed by the audacity. And then she thinks for a moment and says, "You know what? I have an open meeting spot tomorrow, about midday. How about you and your group come meet with me personally, and we'll discuss your abilities to further help our group."
Of course, my group would be welcoming of us time to meet with you. Now, I am terribly sorry to have interrupted your meal, and I will take my leave, if you do not mind.
Of course, you are dismissed.
Yep, Staszrich will politely bow and then go back to the table. Look Rune in the eye. And just, Rune can see past the sunglasses. Very wide. Very very scared eyes and very surprised eyes. So,
Yeah, it's a good thing you're wearing those, or you'd freak him out.
Yeah. Huddle. Okay, so I don't know if you heard me over there. Heard us over there, but midday
Your
tomorrow.
voice was quivering.
Yes, midday tomorrow. We have a meeting with Fenia.
We?
We.
Did
She
Did she not?
requested all of us.
Did I deceive her? Does she not know who I am?
I don't know that, Rune. She
Okay.
did say you and your group. Now we'll have to discuss this later in the room, but I'm just saying. As Staszrich will chow down on his pretzel.
It's a good pretzel.
I've just been thinking.
Of course,
the
with cheese
gestures
sauce,
right
you know,
there.
gotta get the goat cheese sauce.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
but I'm just thinking the gestures right there. There's nobody in the prison. You know, aside from the normal guards, I suspect.
You could take this time to try to break into the prison, that is true.
Yeah, well, I did kind of present my case to, say if any of them needed my services to be kept alive, then, for people to be kept alive, then,
You know?
yeah, I kind of made that offer to their entire table. So, I mean, if any one of them overheard me, they could, ask me.
And he does have a scroll of invisibility and 14 stealth. is an option
It is an option.
that could get us all killed.
But it only works until a spot or something.
I'll be
So
honest.
you take a malicious action.
I'll be honest. She seems warm, Rune.
I mean, that's not the hardest thing to fake.
Well, did she seem like that when you guys fought her at the castle? Or at the villa?
Oh, it got real dramatic. Like, kind of like a theater play almost.
Hmm.
Just spitting hatred.
I mean, that's terrible. Did she recognize you? I mean,
She said she did, but like,
I may have had
not
to.
acting like it.
I may have had to run to the bathroom during your little thing with Fenia.
Oh.
It was bad, but anyway. Well, I mean, maybe if she did recognize you,
But
then
where is the bathroom around here, by the way? This Kobold's giving me the runs.
There's 3 restrooms on the far back wall.
Okay. I can hold it in. You can keep talking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if she did recognize you, then we could very easily be walking into a trap.
Yeah. Kind of feels like we're in one.
We've been in one, Rune. We walked right into it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We presented ourselves to the trap on a silver platter.
You know, I had this idea to like adjust the level of phosphorus in all the metals to make sure it'd be all brittle this winter or even summer. And
Hold on. Let's discuss this back in the dorm rooms.
I mean, there's no point because that's not going to work.
Why not?
Well, we'd have to get rid of Andy. Yes, you.
Anyway, you all tasted the Kobold, and now you want to try the real thing. That's why you want to get rid of me.
And I thought I was the asshole here, Rune. Andy,
I'm
no
joking.
one wants to get
Show my
rid of
joking
you.
face.
Staszrich will hug Andy and, pat his little head. Look what you've done. You have made Andy somewhat cry.
Well, I'll just cry right back. I'm feeling offended.
Yeah, but you only have half the tear output.
Now who's the dick?
Still you.
You.
Anyway.
Kobold that I have the
Oh.
ability to just shed tears like a crocodile.
I do say, though, this ram is absolutely delicious.
But yes, what would you like to do next?
If...
I would like to thwart the final boss's plans. What do I roll for that?
Honestly,
What you doing?
Roll a.
We know where Fenia is. We know where the court jester is. Yes, I could just go and see if I can find, the king.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
I mean, you guys just have to distract her, and hopefully Andy wouldn't know.
Well, we'd have to distract the jester.
All plans in due time, okay?
But we
I
know where
got...
we're at right now.
Yeah, that is true, but...
This is both the safest time to go explore that place and also the worst time to get caught exploring that place.
We are covering both extremes of the spectrum.
Also, Andy doesn't know anything about what your mom told Rune, so...
I said that while we were like working the forge, I was whispering bits and pieces to y'all.
Oh, okay, so we did get that information. Okay, so... I mean, your mom didn't mention anybody other than the court jester would be with the king, right? So,
I mean, they gotta have some guards down there.
I mean, this seems like a strong lunch break. Like, look at this room.
Oh, so our weapons are in our rooms right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
you
so we
can
don't
think
have...
I
try
think
to.
Staszrich's gauntlet is the only weapon at the table.
Am I
That
correct?
is correct. You could try
Oh, yeah,
to
okay.
go back to your rooms first to try and get your weapons. That is an option.
I was just thinking, send Andy off with a dagger for some telepathic capabilities
Hmm.
between them and the king.
You would have to retrieve dagger first, but that is an option.
Yeah.
Would that dispel the invisibility?
No, no. That's not
No,
hostile.
that's not a hostile action.
Malicious, yeah, hostile actions.
Just don't insult the king.
But no, Staszrich's gonna cook. Okay, I got a plan.
Yeah, and we're gonna cook another plan that might ruin your plan. That's how this goes.
Yes, that is exactly how it's gonna go.
Andy, if you would like to lead the way, I'll go get dagger.
I have a plan. I just need some more money, Arthur. Red Dead, yes.
All right. So, would you all like to go back to your rooms?
Yes.
All right. With that in mind, as you head to the exit of the mess hall, you find yourself met with the guard that you were that was leading your room before, and he says, "Ah, great! I am here to lead you all to your rooms
Ah, fantastic.
with me." As you are led to the opposite side of the courtyard, we're now on the west side of the courtyard. For those of you keeping track, they lead you down a path and then up a flight of stairs. It's all right, over here. After walking for a little while, you are led into a pretty sizable room. It has multiple beds in it. It says, "All right, if you need any privacy for yourselves, just press the button to the right of your bed." And then they show, for example, and it effectively raises walls around the bed.
Hmm.
And then press again for it to go. If for whatever reason it stops working, hold the button for 12 seconds and it will automatically release itself.
Okay.
That is marvelous.
You will need to speak to one of the magicians if you somehow press the button while not in there to turn it off. I would recommend not doing that, as they generally do not like that. This button over here controls the lighting in the room. As you see here, they press a button and the lantern on the ceiling glows its purplish glow. You can obviously turn it off again as needed, but that will light up the room. Your weapons are in the foot chests in front of your labeled beds. And as far as whether or not you can hold them on site, as long as you are not caught doing any aggressive acts, you can hold on to your weapons. You've gotten approval thanks to a word in from your supervisor. Any other questions?
I'm a
Nope,
little
that'll be all.
confused exactly, because we have had a bit of a supervisor thing down in there, getting accustomed and whatnot. Which supervisor put in a good word, if I may ask?
Oh, of course, it was Sigrid.
Ah, of course, thank you.
If you are going to leave your room, make sure to mark it on this little agenda here. They point to a booklet that stands outside of stands right on the basically right at the entrance to the door.
Hmm.
This is so that we can keep everyone accountable. If someone sees you and reports it, and you are not on your list for having left the room at the time that's within the time frame that you are seen, that will be demarks against you.
Understood.
With that in mind, I will take my leave. Welcome to Fenia's Fortress.
Thank you.
And they will leave you all to your room. It is a generally very nice room. It is the same sort of purple, red, and black color palette. The beds have plush sheets that are made of very fine silks. The foot chests that have your equipment in it, they are all perfectly fine with nothing wrong with any of your equipment. As far as you can tell. Obviously, you can talk to Dagger to see. For sure.
Dagger, you in there?
Yeah. God. They gave me a full-ass wipe down. Tell you what.
Well,
Were
or
they able to detect that
congratulations.
you were magic at all?
No shit, no shit they could tell I'm magic.
Ah, well, there goes one of my plans.
Yeah, they keep sentries all around. For example, they've got ability to have seers that watch the hallways even though they're not in them.
Hmm. Some sort of magic, no doubt.
Yes, so you'll have to be careful if you're going to be trying to sneak around in here.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so they said that the wizard needs to be called for the bed thing if you accidentally locked it up mode.
Yes.
Well, Annie could go in there privately, get invisible, turn it on, and it's somebody else's bed, so you gotta say that you accidentally turned it on and have the walls up. So when the walls go down, Annie's invisible, but nobody can see them.
So Dagger, you're saying, can these eyes see invisible people?
I don't know. I didn't get a look at the seers. Maybe, but maybe not.
Well, I have not been one for stealth, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to be plain as day as I go through here. You guys can deal with the stealth. I got some plans. Yes, as long as you check your name out in the book, then you can. Sounded like we could just kind of wander the place, which I think I will do before we head to bed.
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say
a
if
plan.
But
I don't know if y'all saw, but I saw that Fenia and a bunch of goons had left for the mess hall. So if you're trying to get anywhere that they won't, that they would be in normally, probably now's the time.
There is one very important thing to do before we mess about with that, and I go to my bed and I spam the button as fast as I can.
You're spamming
Yeah.
the button.
Gotta see how fast it raises and falls.
It raises and falls with your button presses with no failure.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Does it
Okay, I do
always
that for
go
5
all
minutes,
the way
and then
up, or would there be an opening, perhaps?
There is not an opening.
Damn, I was hoping that if telling Staszrich to go get the guard failed, then the other option would have been just Andy trying to climb out while the wall was just slightly open.
I'll be honest. I kind of got lost during Andy's plan with the bed. Was it to raise the bed, pretend it got stuck, and then go check on the wizard's room?
Okay, so Andy would go onto the bed,
Right.
raise up the privacy thing, go
Ye-
invisible. But it's not my
Right.
bed, it's one of your other beds, so you guys have to get a wizard because the bed accidentally raised before you went into the bed.
Right.
But as far as they would know, there's nobody on the bed. Or at least that was my mindset. But the problem is, I'm also backtracking and like, but the seers would know that I've entered your room. The seers would, yeah, it wouldn't work.
Then there is.
So again, that does require for the seer to have reported this information, or be the seer
Also-
that comes to check on you.
Also, like, how common is the knowledge of second level spells to a Magus? I would assume pretty common.
Pretty common.
So it reasoned that Rune would know the see invisibility spell as it exists in Pathfinder is like, I assume the seers wouldn't see invisibility unless they've had reason to suspect it and then cast a spell to do so.
Correct. Unless there is an incident involving invisibility that has not been told to you yet,
Mm.
they would probably need reason to use it, because spellcasting, like, we're not a low magic world, but it's not like everyone can spellcast, so there's reason to believe that not many people know how to cast invisibility, and as such, they don't need to counteract invisibility as often.
And to make it a permanent thing would be mighty expensive.
Exactly. And as we've talked about, refining light magic to, cast it that many times would be a thing that only a royal could do. Realistically.
What if? Okay, hear me out. Davion, that's only what? How many feet away is that? That's 15 feet away. And Theo to Davion, we reroute those magical springs to pour all over San Fio and explode all the weaponry. Or like explode the water on top of the weaponry.
You know what?
It would cause a lot of explosions within the fortress if you got a lot of raw light magic and dumped it over it.
You know what? I'm gonna cash in that second question now.
All right, what is your second question?
Is there a garden?
Yes.
Don't worry. Let me cook here. Let me cook here, Rune. Okay. There is a
There
garden.
is a
Excellent.
garden.
And what type of plants are in this garden?
Mostly flowers. There
Hmm.
is there's been some growing of cabbages as well, but primarily it is it's more for vanity than anything else. There's a lot of flowers. There's some aloe growing there as well,
Okay. Okay.
and cabbages.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Don't worry. Let me cook.
The kitchen is for cooking, the garden's for gardening.
I cook in the garden. It's
You're
the
a
only way to.
weirdo.
It's the only way to get the freshest ingredients.
You could ask the Iron Ladle for to if you wanted to cook.
I don't have cooking
I gotta
lore. I
ask
do have
Jesse.
crafting though. But no, that's it. Okay.
But yes, what is the next plan of action? Are you going to sleep? Are you going to try to sneak out now? What is the plan? Are you going to try to leave and never come back? That's an option too.
Let's all
Staszrich
go to
is
Dan.
Staszrich is not going to sneak. He is going to check himself out like a law-abiding citizen and take a
Okay.
stroll around the castle.
All right. Is everyone going with Staszrich, or what are your plans?
I'm giving Dagger to Andy. If they want to go do stuff, up to them. And I'll check out too and take a stroll.
All right.
It's probably best if we split up, just to,
Oh, yes.
Let's split up. We're gonna split the party.
I will give you one warning of if you are going to go into the prison, I would recommend that you have everyone with you. That is your one warning. If you decide to do elsewise, I will support you in this decision. But if anyone is going into the prison, I would recommend everyone goes into the prison.
So we're gonna die in the prison because there's a trap. Okay.
That is my one singular warning. I have plans if everyone decides to split up during this. I have planned for that, but this is my one warning to you. You are
Fine.
getting
This one warning has been repeated quite a few times. It almost feels like multiple warnings.
It's the
No,
same
it is still it is one warning. It's just flashing on repeat.
It's the director's edition. It's extended.
Yeah.
God damn
This
it. Directed
this
by
is
Peter
the
Jackson.
end. This is the end of my warning about going. If you want to go to prison alone, that is totally fine. If that is your plan, I support you. It might turn out fine. That's all I'll say.
No. No, I'm not going. No, Staszrich will note the location of the prison, but that is it. Otherwise, he's got a few locations to check out. Infirmary, know the exact location of the garden, wine cellar if possible.
There is no public-facing wine cellar that you can tell.
Damn, so that means it's got to be a private wine cellar.
And ask the Iron
there is
Ladle
one.
about any weird cheeses and wines.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm just telling Staszrich that since I don't think the cheese person talked to us about that stuff. Just Staszrich.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Everyone was talked to about dragon cheese, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, as far as what
Yeah.
Staszrich, you know exactly where the garden is. It is in the main courtyard. The infirmary is actually basically perpendicular to where your rooms are, so you're able to find it pretty easily. You're able to walk in and sort of observe, but they don't let you get your hands on anything, and they won't let you like see the exact status of the patients. But you get the idea that it's a very sterile place. It seems like a proper ward, and it seems like they're actually taking care of their people. Everything seems above board.
Noted. But no, we'll just.
And then yeah, you know that to access, if you were going to access the prison, you know it's below to you. So any door that has a stairwell downward after when you're on the first floor would take you to the prison. And there's a few different ways to access it.
Okay.
And as Rune mentioned, it is accurate that the doors are noise canceling in some way. As you put your ears up to door, you can hear nothing. But even if you just like open it a crack, you can tell the exact thing. Like you can hear the sounds of an active prison, basically.
Okay.
And then Rune, what are you doing on your stroll?
What was I looking for? Can I just try and scout out like where the royal ducks' living quarters are and their food
Yeah, absolutely.
preparation?
Make me a perception check.
Okay. I'll go ahead and re-roll it. Why not? 24.
Keep your hero point. You're fine.
Oh.
24 is perfectly fine for your check. But yes, with your check in mind, as you look around, you get the idea that the Ducks' quarters are actually past Fenia's main office, so you're not able to access it, but you get an idea, sort of like mapping out where everything is, and by following the little duck doors that are around, and where there are duck doors and where there aren't, you get the idea that it's past Fenia's past Fenia's effectively her throne room,
You know,
to the right.
when I was brainstorming all these plans, murdering the duck was already listed as the most suicidal one. That was before it was described as the best duelist in Astelia and also in Fenia's office.
As far as food prep goes, you get the idea that, from checking around in the mess hall again, you get the idea that the head chef of the Iron Ladle is the only one that is allowed to prepare food for the duck, and they are again they taste test it themselves, and then you see the sort of secondary ward duck that falls around the main duck that is also
Hmm.
taste testing the food beforehand.
Oh, and where are they keeping Dusty?
Dusty is actually being kept in the main stables.
Okay.
Taking a look at the stables, extremely nice stables.
Yeah.
You get the idea that Dusty is being well pampered here. The cart's also being taken care of for you. They're fixing it up for you free of cost. They are maintaining it, all that stuff.
Okay.
And Dusty has gotten a full cleaning as well as a little like they've pruned some of the feathers that are sort of like starting to fall off on their own anyway.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
they are also feeding Dusty the best feed.
That spoiled little riding Drake. And how long of a walk is it from like the main hall to there?
At like a general walking pace, it takes about a minute.
Okay.
It's not too like it's big. Like this area is big, but it's very traversable.
Gotcha.
But yes, Andy, are you going to sneak into the prison?
Andy, I will
I
say,
I am saying that you are allowed to if you want to.
and
I let you know my warning. I also mentioned that I have plans if someone decides to try to do it by themselves. So if Andy would do it, that is fine.
I was just gonna say to Andy, there's a good chance that Key goes to the storeroom and not anything in the prison. We
You
never
have
did
not
really check what it
investigated
was
this
for.
key or asked what it was. That is correct.
Maybe we wait until tomorrow and then we can ask your mom
I
what
just
what the key is to.
I just kind of wait for inanimate objects to talk to me and tell me what they are. It's worked once.
Dagger doesn't count.
I'm offended that you'd call me inanimate, Rune. We've gone through a lot together.
Yeah,
Hey,
Rune.
you were inanimate when you first talked to me. Now you can move. Remember, you can wiggle now? Okay, you're not inanimate anymore.
That's okay, Dagger. I still respect your feelings.
Why are you trying to turn everyone on me?
Also, I have Dagger with me. I wouldn't be completely alone going in. I'm just,
That is correct.
That thing where Dagger can only turn into something else, that's only a Rune thing, right? Or can I do that?
Rune could turn it into something else for you.
Right.
But he doesn't know what to turn it into until so.
I would
You
assume
could do it before you leave.
It's like, Rune, turn this into a skeleton key. That can open all doors.
No.
No.
That is not something that Rune could do.
Turn into a bombard cannon.
Turn into a submachine gun. Somehow this feels right.
It does just say gain the ability to take its own shape. It doesn't say anything about the limitations of it.
Oh my god.
The
Turn
limitations
into a kaiju.
the limitations are size related. It cannot become a size bigger.
Ah.
So we have to cast Enlarge on it first, and then.
Hmm.
The
Can I
limitations are the
mature
limitations are
companion for Dagger?
yeah. I mean, hey, if you did try to do that, I wouldn't say no. But
Pardon?
the specifications of what Dagger can turn into are directly related to you finding out the exact limits, hence why they are vague. Dagger's potential is currently unknown, so leaving it vague, is important.
I'm sorry, but if I can take mature animal companion for dagger, I am retraining Sentinel this moment.
You have not asked me any questions about what you could do for dagger.
Turn dagger into a duck.
Yes.
Maybe even the court duck.
Oh god, emergency BRB.
Okay.
With that in mind,
you
this
doing
is
anything?
about end of session time, but I do want to know what you all are doing next.
We do have to really think about this. I got
If
plans.
you would like time to think about it, that is fine.
I got hashtag PC plans.
I am willing to wait for Staszrich's plans.
My mind
Okay.
is currently Leroy Jenkins, so
If that is Andy's plan, that is okay.
Andy, you have my full faith.
Andy Paisley.
And then yes,
Oh, fuck,
Aya,
he went
is
in.
Aya doing anything in particular, or is Aya going with Andy? Many options.
Oh no. The least the better.
What is I doing, Pooprat?
Well, I was gonna just have her be asleep because I actually have to go to bed here shortly. 'Cause
Okay.
I have to get up for a job interview.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, good luck on that, man.
Aya is
thank you.
sleeping. All right, great. Have good luck with that, and feel free to let me know if your character's plans change between weeks. But otherwise, we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, bye.